The world can be a swirling vortex of emotions, tossing us from elation to despair in a heartbeat. In this cacophony, feeling trapped, overwhelmed, and powerless is all too common. But what if there was an ancient wisdom waiting to unveil a path to freedom? A path where you not only navigate the waves of emotion, but harness their power to weather life's storms with unceasing strength. This video embarks on a transformative journey, unveiling 7 invaluable Stoic lessons that can be your key to unlocking emotional mastery. Learn to see challenges as opportunities, not roadblocks. Shift your perspective and transform problems into stepping stones for growth. Rational calm. Discover the art of pausing before reacting. Take a mindful step back from the emotional whirlpool and cultivate a clear, thoughtful approach to life's choices. Inner resilience. Understand the power of focusing on what you can control. Let go of what lies outside your realm of influence and find unwavering strength in accepting and adapting. Gratitude's golden thread. Weave appreciation for the little things into the fabric of your day. Savor the simple joys and connect with a deeper sense of contentment. Non-attachment's liberating embrace. Embrace the flow of life's experiences without getting swept away. Cultivate a balanced view that allows you to feel deeply without getting consumed. Your personal Stoic journal. Create a space for introspection and self-discovery. Reflect on your day, explore your emotions, and nurture your growth through thoughtful journaling. The wisdom of what matters in 5 years. Gain perspective by shifting your focus from the immediate to the bigger picture. Ask yourself this powerful question and let it guide your choices towards what truly matters. Are you ready to break free? 1. See problems as chances to do something. Life can hurl problems like hailstones, each one tempting us to cower and hide. But what if, instead of shrinking, we saw them as fertile ground for growth? The Stoics whisper ancient wisdom. Problems are not walls, but seeds. Within them lies the chance to bloom stronger, wiser, more resilient. Imagine a river, its path blocked by a mighty boulder. Does it rage and falter? No, it uses its time and power to carve a new path, etching its story into the very rock that challenged it. So too, can we face hurdles not as roadblocks, but as invitations to sculpt our own journeys?
We fear judgment, both from ourselves and from others. We worry that if we acknowledge our shadow, we will be seen as weak, flawed, or even dangerous. This fear of exposure keeps us trapped in a cycle of denial and repression. But what if I told you that embracing our shadow is not about becoming a worse version of ourselves, but about becoming more whole? It is about acknowledging the full spectrum of our humanity, the light and the dark, the good and the bad. When we deny our shadow, we cut ourselves off from a vital part of who we are. We limit our potential for growth, creativity, and authentic connection. To live a truly fulfilling life, we must learn to befriend our shadow, to integrate it into our conscious awareness. The shadow is not just a repository for our unwanted traits, it also holds immense potential for growth and transformation. Within the shadow lie our hidden talents, our suppressed passions, our deepest desires. By embracing our shadow, we unlock these hidden treasures and tap into our full potential. Our shadow challenges us to confront our limitations and step outside of our comfort zones. It pushes us to grow, to evolve, to become more than we ever thought possible. For example, a person who has always been shy and reserved might discover a hidden talent for public speaking once they confront their fear of judgment. A person who has suppressed their creativity might find a renewed sense of purpose and joy when they allow themselves to explore their artistic side. The shadow is also the source of our intuition, our creativity, and our connection to something greater than ourselves. By integrating our shadow, we gain access to a deeper level of wisdom and understanding. Confronting our shadow is not about condoning or indulging in our negative impulses. It is about bringing them into the light of consciousness, where we can understand and transform them. It is about recognizing that our shadow is a part of us, but it does not define us. This process of integration is not easy. It requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to face our deepest fears. But the rewards are immeasurable. By embracing our shadow, we free ourselves from the chains of denial and step into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Imagine a mosaic, a work of art made from countless fragments of colored glass. Each piece on its own may seem insignificant, but when assembled together, they create a beautiful and intricate whole. This is the essence of the integrated self. When we embrace our shadow, we gather those fragmented pieces of ourselves. We acknowledge the good and the bad, the light and the dark. We stop judging ourselves so harshly and start accepting ourselves for who we truly are. This integration does not erase our shadow. It simply allows us to relate to it differently. We no longer fear it or try to suppress it. Instead, we learn to listen to its messages and understand its wisdom. The integrated self is not a finished product. It is an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth. As we evolve, so too does our shadow. New challenges arise and new aspects of ourselves emerge from the depths. This constant evolution is what makes life interesting and meaningful. Acceptance is the key to integrating our shadow. When we accept our shadow, we stop fighting against ourselves. We stop trying to be someone we are not. This acceptance brings a sense of peace and wholeness. Self-acceptance is not about condoning negative behavior. It is about recognizing that we are all imperfect beings, capable of both great and terrible things. It is about extending the same compassion and understanding to ourselves that we would offer to a loved one. When we accept our shadow, we free up an enormous amount of energy that was previously spent on denial and repression. This energy can then be channeled into more creative and fulfilling pursuits. Moreover, self-acceptance allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. When we are comfortable with our own shadow, we are less likely to judge others for theirs. We become more tolerant, compassionate, and forgiving. Life is a dance between light and shadow. There is no escaping either one. To live a full and meaningful life, we must embrace both. Our shadow is not our enemy, but our partner in this dance. The shadow challenges us to grow, to evolve, to become more than we thought possible. It pushes us outside our comfort zones and forces us to confront our limitations. This process can be uncomfortable, even painful at times, but it is through this discomfort that we discover our true strength and resilience. The shadow also helps us to appreciate the light. Just as we cannot fully appreciate the beauty of a sunny day without experiencing the darkness of night, we cannot fully appreciate our own goodness without acknowledging our capacity for darkness. By integrating our shadow, we bring balance to our lives. We become more whole, more complete, more fully human. Imagine your life as a symphony. Each part of you, both light and shadow, is an instrument in this grand orchestra. The shadow, often misunderstood, plays a crucial role. It adds depth, complexity, and richness to the music of your life. Without the shadow, the symphony would be incomplete. It would lack contrast, texture, and emotional resonance. The shadow, with its deep resonant tones, provides the counterpoint to the lighter, brighter melodies of our lives. When we embrace our shadow, we allow all parts of ourselves to be heard. We create a more harmonious and beautiful symphony of self. This integration of our shadow is a lifelong journey. There will be times when the shadow threatens to overwhelm us, when the darkness seems all-encompassing. But even in those moments, we must remember that we are not our shadow. We are the conductors of our own symphony, and we have the power to choose how we will integrate the shadow's melody into the grand composition of our lives. How do we begin to befriend our shadow? How do we integrate something we've spent a lifetime avoiding? The first step is awareness. We must shine a light on the parts of ourselves we've kept hidden, acknowledge their presence, and understand their origins. Start by paying attention to your reactions. What triggers anger, jealousy, or resentment within you? What behaviors in others evoke strong negative feelings? Often these reactions are mirrors reflecting aspects of ourselves we've disowned. Journaling can be a powerful tool for self-discovery. Write down your dreams, your recurring thoughts, your impulsive behaviors. Look for patterns and recurring themes. What are these experiences trying to tell you about yourself? Remember, the goal is not to judge or criticize yourself for having a shadow. Everyone has one. The goal is to understand it, to learn from it, and to integrate it into your conscious awareness. Once we've begun to identify our shadow aspects, we can start to befriend them. This doesn't mean condoning negative behaviors or giving in to our darkest impulses. It means approaching these parts of ourselves with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to understand. Imagine your shadow as a frightened child hiding in the darkness. This child is not inherently bad, but it is wounded and afraid. It needs your love and acceptance, not your judgment or rejection. Try talking to your shadow. Ask it questions. What are its fears? What are its needs? What is it trying to teach you? Listen with an open heart and a non-judgmental mind. Remember, the shadow is a part of you. It deserves your love and compassion just as much as any other part of yourself. By befriending your shadow, you create a space for healing and integration.